Those who hunger and thirst me, hear him gladly. Jesus went off to find some peace. And what did he discover? A people who needed looking after. People just very much like you and me. Not much peace in that desert place. The first item on the agenda was finding a way to feed all of those people. The disciples worried that they didn't have enough food, so the dear souls needed to go into town and take care of themselves. No thought of how they'd get there. It's interesting that the disciples, they were more worried about themselves than worried about the hungry people. But the fact is, the majority of worriers worry about themselves more than anyone else. You and I have an obligation to worry. Anyone whose conscience is not seared, whose heart is not broken by the pain and suffering going on in this world of ours, has gone to sleep. Gone to sleep on life. If we're not worried about what's going on around us, then we've never understood this person, Jesus, we come to worship, who noticed the anguish around him and above him, and did something about it. I don't know if the disciples were greedy, whether probably they were just tired and overwhelmed, particularly by all the need. I don't know what they did, but there was an indifference, and the indifference is the total opposite of caring and love. Our world continues to be crowded with hungry people. It's just amazing when you read about what's going on in the world. The majority of school children in urban schools don't graduate. And many of them who do graduate read, if they read and write at all, at a grade school level. Every year, 100 million people in our world die of hunger-related causes. A world of marvelous beauty is being raped, poisoned, polluted, and befouled. Less than 1% of the earth's water is safe to drink. Less than 1%. And when we speak of hunger, the $20 billion proposed cut in food stamps that's now in the House of Representatives will affect 46 million Americans. And 49% of those 46 are children. This is morally outrageous.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Many of our elected officials go on and do what they do so well. They raise money and get reelected. And avoid governing with honor, wisdom, and dignity. Is it any wonder that Jesus wept over the world? And why don't we? He had compassion. As we watch and listen to Jesus, one impression is absolutely clear. It is, I believe, the central teaching of every parable. The damning sin is to be in a world of terrible need and not see it, not feel it, not be disturbed by it, and worst of all, do nothing about it. They need to go away, said the disciples. What a wonderful line. They need to go away. How often have we said that? They need, oh, not again. Another mailing with a dime in it? And Jesus said, bring them here to me. Bring them here to me. I don't think he was talking about bread and fish. He was talking about people who were hungry. We can never escape from the terrors of life. Jesus sent his disciples into a world to continue his ministry of compassion. Brad read, if you don't love your neighbor, you can't love God. And if you love God, you have to love your neighbor. Authentic, lasting peace always comes as a byproduct of a life that's held steady like a ship at sea to some course that is worth sailing. You and I are meant to be used for a purpose that we recognize as worthy and right. Jesus never said, "Come to me, all of you who have never been involved in anything risky." Never said that. Never hear him say it anyway. He promises rest, but rest after working for justice and peace. What he offered to share was his cross, not his crown. Nothing can separate us from the love of God. Nothing. And nothing should separate us from those who God loved and took care of and watched over and lifted up and made steady and fed. Nothing. Perhaps, brothers and sisters, it's time to go ashore and show compassion. Perhaps it's not too late. In fact, it's never too late. Remember, dear ones, that life is short, and we do not have forever to gladden the hearts of those who journey with us. So be quick to love, and swift to be kind, and know that wherever you are, wherever you go, God is there, and God will bless you. Amen. Amen. In 590.